What would you do if one day, the person you underestimated turned out to hold the key to your future? Today's story takes you to Liberty Motors, a car dealership where everything seems tightly controlled. Yet, with the unexpected arrival of a man in a simple MAGA hat, everything changes forever. Amanda Gray, a sharp and ambitious manager, firmly believes that control and authority are the keys to success. But little does she know, her treatment of this mysterious man will lead to a profound lesson, not just for her, but for her entire team. Join us in uncovering this surprising and inspiring story, where empathy, understanding, and respect become the ultimate keys to transformation. This is more than a leadership lesson. It's a powerful reminder that success isn't about appearances. It's about how we treat the people around us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to follow more meaningful and inspiring stories. Now, let's embark on this emotional journey together. The early morning sun shone softly through the large glass windows at Liberty Motors, its rays reflecting off the sleek surfaces of the showroom cars. The air was filled with the hustle and bustle of a new workday. Gentle background music blended with the conversations between customers and staff, creating a lively yet professional atmosphere. In the midst of this scene stood Amanda Gray, the formidable manager of the dealership. Dressed in a polished blazer, with her hair neatly tied back, Amanda carried herself with confidence and authority. In one hand, she held a familiar clipboard, while a Bluetooth earpiece rested in her ear, always ready to address any situation. "Everyone focus!" Amanda's commanding voice rang out, drawing the attention of her team. Standing in the center of the showroom, her sharp gaze scanned each employee, ensuring no one was slacking off. Amanda didn't need to raise her voice. Her presence alone conveyed her message. There is no room for carelessness here. Today, our goal is to sell 20 cars. If a customer leaves without buying, it means we haven't done our job well enough. Understood? Understood! The team responded in unison, though the tension in the air was palpable. While seasoned employees like Kevin maintained their composure, newer staff members like Lily clearly felt the pressure. Over in a corner, Lily fumbled with a stack of documents, her eyes filled with worry. "Don't worry, Amanda just wants us to do our best," Kevin said softly as he passed by, his tone reassuring. "Thanks, but I'm scared I won't do well enough," Lily replied, attempting a weak smile. From a distance, Amanda continued to observe everything, her sharp eyes missing no detail. She took pride in her ability to keep things under control, firmly believing that her tough leadership style was the key to driving results. As the tense atmosphere of the showroom persisted, the large glass doors suddenly slid open. A man wearing a bright red MAGA hat walked in, dressed simply in a black jacket and jeans. His presence immediately drew attention. In a space where sleek appearances and sophistication were the norm, his simplicity felt like a discordant note. Some customers glanced at him curiously, while a few employees exchanged whispers. From a distance, Amanda quickly noticed the man. She frowned slightly, her expression revealing a hint of displeasure as her eyes landed on the bold red hat. "Another one of those lookers with no intention of buying anything," she thought, irritation briefly crossing her mind. Still, as the manager, Amanda knew she had to maintain professionalism. With purposeful strides, she approached the man, her face bearing a polite yet distant smile. "Good morning, sir," Amanda said clearly, her tone authoritative. "How may I help you today?" The man, with a calm and collected smile, responded, "Good morning. I'd like to learn more about how this dealership operates. It looks very professional." Amanda raised an eyebrow, her sharp gaze now tinged with impatience. "Are you here to buy a car, or are you just browsing?" she asked, emphasizing the word browsing to subtly communicate her annoyance at those who weren't serious buyers. The man remained composed, his smile unwavering as he replied, "I'm quite interested, but not necessarily in buying a car right now. Could you explain a bit about how things work here?" From across the room, Lily watched the conversation with curiosity. There was something different about this man. He didn't fit the mold of typical customers. However, Amanda, with her characteristic sharpness, had already made up her mind. "If you're not looking to buy a car, I think you're wasting both our time," Amanda said, her polite smile tinged with subtle dismissal. "Have a nice day." The man nodded slightly, his expression showing no trace of offense. He smiled calmly and replied, "Thank you. I hope you have a productive day." As the man exited the showroom, Lily couldn't hide her curiosity. She leaned toward Kevin and whispered, "There's something different about him, don't you think?" Kevin shrugged, his face showing a faint grin. "Probably just another odd customer. But if I were Amanda, I'd be a bit more careful about how I treated him." From her spot, Amanda stood still, her eyes following the man as he walked out. A vague feeling of discomfort crept into her chest. She muttered under her breath, "What a waste of time." The bustling atmosphere at Liberty Motors continued as usual. Employees hurriedly worked to close deals, while customers carefully examined the showroom cars. Amanda, as always, stood at the center of it all with her trusty clipboard, her sharp eyes missing no detail. However, her thoughts were far from focused. The image of the man in the MAGA hat from earlier that morning kept resurfacing in her mind. Why would someone like that come in here, ask such random questions, and then leave as if nothing happened? Amanda wondered. She shook her head, attempting to push the thoughts aside and concentrate on meeting the day's sales goals. That afternoon, the entire staff was called into the conference room. Amanda, maintaining her usual authoritative demeanor, stepped up to the podium to deliver a presentation on improving sales performance, as instructed by headquarters. "Today, we'll discuss ways to enhance our sales efficiency," she began, her voice confident yet serious. But before she could dive into the main points, the conference room door suddenly swung open. All eyes turned toward the entrance. Stepping inside was the same man from that morning, the one wearing the bright red MAGA hat. He was still dressed in his simple black jacket and jeans, his demeanor calm, his familiar gentle smile intact. The room instantly fell into a stunned silence. Amanda's heart skipped a beat. Why is he here? What does he want? Thoughts raced through her mind. She prepared to ask him to leave, but before she could utter a word, her assistant Laura suddenly exclaimed, her voice filled with excitement. "Oh my gosh, it's him!" Amanda turned to Laura, her expression a mix of confusion and irritation. "Who is he?" Laura, her eyes sparkling, replied, "Amanda, he's the new owner of the dealership. That's Elon Musk." The room descended into a stunned silence. Every eye shifted toward the man who was no longer a mere stranger, but Elon Musk, a globally renowned entrepreneur. Amanda felt her world tilt on its axis. Memories of that morning, her dismissive tone, her judgmental words, her lack of respect, came flooding back with vivid clarity. She tried to maintain her composure, but her hands gripping the clipboard were now damp with sweat. Elon stepped further into the room, his demeanor relaxed, but his gaze keen and observant. He let his eyes briefly linger on each person before finally speaking, his voice warm yet commanding. "Hello, everyone. I'm Elon Musk. As of today, I am officially taking over Liberty Motors. I look forward to working with all of you." His words resonated like a powerful bell, shaking everyone in the room out of their stupor. Amanda's heart pounded in her chest. From a corner of the room, Kevin, the seasoned employee, let out a low whistle and leaned toward Lily, whispering, "Well, I'll be. Amanda just tried to kick out our new boss this morning." "Did you see that? Amanda just tried to kick out her own boss this morning." Lily tried to stifle a laugh, but the tension in her eyes betrayed her unease. Elon stepped closer to the conference table, his hand resting lightly on a chair. His sharp gaze swept across the room, lingering momentarily on each person before stopping at Amanda. He smiled, but it was a smile tinged with gravity. I often like to get to know a place by walking in as an ordinary customer, Elon began, his tone calm, yet firm. It gives me a clear view of how people here truly treat others, no matter how they look or what they ask. Amanda froze in place. Elon's words felt like a mirror, reflecting every mistake she had made that morning. She wanted to explain herself, but her throat tightened, and no words would come out. Elon continued, his voice steady yet meaningful. I believe any organization that strives for success must start with one fundamental principle: respect, not just for customers, but also for colleagues and even oneself. After Elon left the room, the atmosphere remained thick with surprise and awkwardness. Amanda stood as if rooted to the spot, feeling a mixture of embarrassment and self-reproach. Behind her, the murmurs of the staff grew louder. Did she really kick Elon Musk out of the showroom this morning? I can't believe it! Amanda lowered her head, her hands trembling as she clutched her clipboard tightly. In that moment, she realized that her arrogance and quick judgment had led to a monumental error. She quickly exited the conference room, feeling an overwhelming need to be alone. Once inside her familiar office, Amanda shut the door firmly. For the first time, the space felt less like a haven of authority and more like a confined box trapping her with her shame and regret. Amanda sat silently in her usual chair, her hands gripping the clipboard as though it could anchor her. The image of Elon Musk, his composed smile and piercing gaze, replayed over and over in her mind. What have I done? She thought. The judgmental words she had directed at Elon that morning echoed like haunting refrains in her head. A sudden knock at the door broke her train of thought. Before she could respond, the door creaked open, and there stood Elon. His demeanor was calm, his gentle smile intact. Am I interrupting? He asked, his tone warm but measured. Amanda sprang to her feet, her heart skipping a beat. No, not at all. Please, have a seat, she said, her voice wavering as she struggled to maintain professionalism. She tried to steady herself, but the nervousness in her eyes betrayed the turmoil within. Elon sat down across from Amanda, his hands resting lightly on the table. His calm demeanor remained steady, yet his sharp, observant gaze seemed to penetrate deeply. I just want to have a quick conversation with you, Amanda. Not about me, but about how you perceive things, he began. Amanda took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. She didn't know how to begin, but Elon didn't leave her hanging. His warm, steady voice broke the silence. I believe you are a capable leader, Amanda. But one thing I've learned throughout my journey is this. Success doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from listening to them. Each word felt like a mirror, reflecting Amanda's mistakes in a way she couldn't ignore. She lowered her head, her voice soft but sincere. I was wrong. I thought control and authority were the only ways to achieve goals. But I realize now that it only made my team feel distant and exhausted. Elon nodded, his expression encouraging. Mistakes don't define us, Amanda. What matters is what we learn from them. I'm not here to change you. I'm here to help you discover a better way to lead. The conversation with Elon felt like a wake-up call. Amanda realized this wasn't the time to wallow in guilt. It was the moment to make a change. A newfound energy surged within her, urging her to correct her mistakes and rebuild trust with her team. The next day, Amanda called a meeting with her entire team. Gone was the familiar clipboard in her hand. Instead, she stood before them with a genuine open demeanor. I want to start by apologizing, she began. Not just for how I treated Mr. Elon yesterday, but for how I've led this team in the past. I realize I haven't listened enough, understood enough, or supported you enough. The room was silent. Employees who once feared her now looked at Amanda with a mix of surprise and curiosity. But Amanda wasn't finished. I can't change what's happened, but I promise to do better from today. I want to hear from you about your challenges, your aspirations, and your ideas so we can grow together. The silence stretched for a few moments before Lily, the young and often anxious employee, timidly stood up. Her voice trembled but carried determination. Miss Amanda, I think we need better training for new employees. Sometimes I feel like I'm left to figure things out on my own, and it makes me unsure of myself." Amanda nodded, her gaze warm and sincere. "Thank you, Lily. I truly appreciate that. We'll work on improving this, not just for you, but for every new hire going forward." Her words seemed to break an invisible barrier. Other employees began sharing their thoughts, some hesitantly at first, but soon the room was filled with open discussions, soft laughter, and even applause. For the first time, Amanda felt like she wasn't standing above her team but standing with them. After the meeting, Amanda stepped outside the showroom. She spotted Elon chatting with a group of customers, his familiar warm smile lighting up the interaction. Feeling more confident than before, Amanda approached him. "Mr. Elon, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I understand that change doesn't happen overnight, but I'm committed to making Liberty Motors a place where everyone feels respected." Elon nodded, his expression filled with encouragement. "You're on the right track, Amanda, and I believe you're capable of making it happen." The next morning, Amanda walked into the showroom with a new sense of purpose. Gone was the clipboard, the scrutinizing gaze, and the aura of rigid authority. Instead, she greeted each employee with a warm smile, her eyes reflecting genuine care and interest. Employees were surprised, but they could sense the sincerity behind Amanda's actions. Kevin, the seasoned employee who often joked, leaned toward Lily and said, "She's really changing. I never thought I'd see the day." Lily smiled, feeling a newfound comfort working under Amanda's leadership. Amanda called another team meeting. This time, instead of setting rigid sales targets, she started with a question. "Today, I'm not here to talk about numbers. I want to hear from you. What's making your work harder? And what can we do to make it better?" The room fell silent, employees exchanging nervous glances. Finally, Lily raised her hand, her voice hesitant. "Ms. Amanda, I think we need a better training program for new hires. Sometimes it feels like we're just thrown into the deep end when we start." Amanda smiled, her expression soft yet determined. "Thank you, Lily. That's a great suggestion. We'll start building a comprehensive training program for all new employees." One by one, other employees began speaking up. Gradually, challenges and ideas came to light. Amanda carefully noted each comment, her focus unwavering. From a distance, Elon watched the scene unfold, a small smile of approval on his face. Amanda didn't just listen, she acted. Within a week, a new training program was implemented. Employees like Lily began to feel more confident, supported by the structured guidance. During a practice session, Lily excelled in her tasks. Amanda walked over and placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You did an excellent job, Lily. I know you'll go far." "You did an excellent job, Lily. I believe you'll go even further." Lily smiled, her face glowing with pride and encouragement. Amanda didn't stop there. She encouraged her employees to propose new ideas to improve operations. Kevin, with his extensive experience, suggested a loyalty program for returning customers. "I think we should retain our existing customers by offering them special incentives," he said. Amanda immediately agreed and assigned Kevin and Lily to work on the project together. The program was implemented quickly and proved effective, boosting sales by 15% in its first month. One day while Amanda was busy overseeing the showroom, the payment and inventory system suddenly experienced a major failure. Transactions came to a standstill, customers grew impatient, and employees were overwhelmed, unable to process orders. Lily rushed over to report the issue, her voice trembling. "Ms. Amanda, the system has gone down. No one can print contracts or check inventory." Amanda took a deep breath, remaining calm. In the past, she might have snapped and demanded the staff figure it out themselves, but now she knew she needed to handle things differently. "It's okay. Everyone stay calm," Amanda said loudly, addressing the team to reassure them. "We'll solve this problem together." She quickly divided the team into smaller groups. One group to reassure customers, another to manually process pending contracts, and a third to contact the technical support team. In the midst of the chaos, an important client, Mr. Andrew Carson, walked into the showroom. Known as a high-profile investor with exacting standards, Mr. Carson was not someone to disappoint. A staff member hurriedly informed Amanda, their voice filled with anxiety. "Ms. Amanda, if we don't impress him, he might pull his large order." Amanda nodded, feeling the weight of the situation, but maintained her composure. She approached Mr. Carson with a calm smile. "Good afternoon, Mr. Carson. I apologize for the system issues we're currently experiencing, but I assure you this won't affect your experience with us." She personally walked him through the showroom, presenting the car models he was interested in. Using her extensive knowledge, she confidently highlighted each vehicle's unique features to leave a lasting impression. When the system was finally restored, Amanda swiftly completed Mr. Carson's transaction. Before leaving, he shook her hand and said, "I'm truly impressed. You've shown that a real leader is someone who can stay calm and resolve issues effectively." Following the crisis, the Liberty Motors team not only met their sales goals, but also strengthened their collective spirit. Amanda gathered everyone to express her gratitude. "Today, you've shown that when we work together, nothing is impossible. I'm proud to work with all of you." Her words resonated deeply, drawing smiles and applause from the team. Liberty Motors emerged from the challenge not just as a business, but as a united and motivated team. The team erupted into applause, their faces lit up with smiles. For the first time, Amanda felt she was no longer a distant manager, but a genuine part of the team. 1 year later, Liberty Motors hosted a special event to celebrate their remarkable achievement of surpassing sales goals and becoming the most highly rated dealership in the region. The showroom was brightly decorated with balloons and ribbons, and the space buzzed with cheerful conversations and laughter. Standing on stage, Amanda looked around the room, her heart swelling with pride. Familiar faces filled the crowd, from Lily, once shy but now confidently leading projects, to Kevin, whose satisfied smile reflected the success of the past year. All eyes were on her, filled with trust and admiration. Taking the microphone, Amanda began her speech. "A year ago, I couldn't have imagined this day. I thought success came from control and authority. But I've learned that true success comes from listening, understanding, and working together. Liberty Motors is not just a car dealership, it's a community. A place where people can grow and take pride in being part of something bigger than themselves." As Amanda concluded her speech, Elon Musk stepped onto the stage, his face beaming with pride. "Amanda, you haven't just transformed yourself. You've transformed this entire team. Liberty Motors today is proof that anyone can learn, listen, and make a difference. Success isn't just about the numbers. It's about how we treat each other." Turning to the team, he continued, "Each one of you is an indispensable part of this journey. I'm incredibly proud to work alongside all of you." The crowd burst into a wave of applause that rippled through the showroom. Amanda felt a lump in her throat, overwhelmed by the realization that the challenges she had faced not only helped her grow, but also built a workplace where respect and care were the foundation. As the celebration wound down, Amanda and Elon stood by the large showroom window. The lights outside reflected brightly on the polished cars, a poignant reminder of their emotional journey. "Thank you, Elon," Amanda said, her voice warm and steady. "I don't think I could have come this far without your guidance." Elon smiled, his gaze encouraging. "You did it all, Amanda. I simply helped you see your own potential. But remember, this is just the beginning. You're capable of so much more." Amanda nodded, her eyes fixed on the horizon. "I'm ready for whatever challenges lie ahead." And that is the story of Liberty Motors, a journey from being an ordinary car dealership to becoming a symbol of empathy and growth. Amanda proved that it's never too late to change, and that by listening and understanding, we can transform not just ourselves, but also the world around us. Thank you for following this inspiring story on. If this story touched your heart, please hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss more meaningful stories like this. Let's spread this positive message to even more people. And always remember, success begins with empathy and respect. See you in the next video.